He didn't tell you that there will be a time when you wouldn't have enough money to buy what to eat. Maybe you are like that person. The way he spoke to you that night, you heard the Lord clearly. But what you're going through now is the opposite of what he said. The kind of presence he was commanding, you were like, oh, this is the wonder. Why didn't he tell you that there will be a time you would have to cry all night long without anyone to console you? Sometimes you would have to do things you decided not to do. Sometimes you wouldn't do the ones you want to do. You don't know. Yet he didn't tell you. He didn't tell you that there will be a time when you will go out to the street and call a neighbor, yet they will not respond. And there will be a time when all the friends will desert you. A time when families becomes a danger zone and leaves you. Not because you quarrel. Not even because you people are far from each other. But because there is this special story that they were sent to make up for you. Onyinyakam, onyinyaka, sagibo onyinyakam. Onyinyakam, Jesus, you're my all in all. Onyinyakam, onyinyakam, sagibo onyinyakam. Onyinyakam, Jesus, you're my all in all. Brother, Jesus didn't actually tell us it was going to be easy. But I know he did tell us you are never alone. He said for his name's sake, many will lose their loved ones. Many will be rejected and be abandoned by friends for his name's sake. Some will be despised. Some will be applauded by their mates. Some would face shame and ultimate discouragement. All this will happen. Even when we heard him clearly in our closets. Even when he has told you how much is going to make you great. Yes. But before every greatness, there seems to be a great mess that makes up the story. Joseph knew how great God showed him he was going to be someday. But he had to get through prison. Not because he committed the alleged offense, but simply because tough times build tough stars. Did you remember how God told Abraham, I'm going to make you a father of many nations? But before he could become it, he had to go through many years of barrenness. God promised the children of Israel to pull them out of captivity from the land of Egypt. Yet for them to come to their promised land and occupy it strongly, he had to put them through the wilderness. Look at Prophet Elijah. It took him 7 times consistent prayer for the outpour of rain to affirm and to confirm the word and the supremacy of God through his servant. Whatever that does not take time to mature may simply be eroded at ease. It doesn't matter how pure a gold may look like, but before then it had to go through a lot of processes before coming out as gold. All these processes are likely not looking beautiful. Yet at the end of it, all the beauty is produced. Onyinyakam, onyinyakam, sagibo onyinyakam. Onyinyakam, Jesus, you're my all in all. Sometimes God has spoken good things about you. Maybe you've seen great revelations about your calling or ministry, concerning your spouse, your family or children. You've looked into the future and believe God has a plan for you. And in heavy visions, you keep seeing yourself rising into new heights. Yet, circumstances surrounding you, things that befalls you, people we get connected to, places you get appointments, they all speak the opposite of who you are and what you've seen. Like John the Baptist the other day, who thought that Jesus as the Messiah was sent to sit in political seat to rule, waited for such an opportunity, and it never happened. He burst in with a strange question. He said, go and ask him. He sent the disciples. Say, are you the Messiah, or should we look for another? Onyinyakam, onyinyakam, sogibonyinyakam, onyinyakam, Jesus, you're my all in all. By now, John the Baptist, he thought that God, Jesus who came, would superimpose his divine government over the physical one Herod was sitting on. I believe John was really offended with Jesus because he didn't do what he thought he would do. And I'm sure you have been offended. Even if you are considering it, I know. Onyinyakam, onyinyakam, sogibonyinyakam, onyinyakam, Jesus, you're my all in all. Maybe as a lady you kept yourself intact as a virgin for your husband, yet you've not had any issue. You've been battling over years with childlessness. Maybe at your workplace, you are a man who tries your best to uphold honesty and integrity. Yet the ones who are the opposite gets the best wins. You are highly blessed with an anointed voice that can pour hell, but it seems to be wearing off inside you because there is no help to encourage it. Many of us are highly intelligent and brilliant, but we cannot even afford our school fees. We have many talented young people whom great things were spoken about like you, yet they are somewhere struggling to survive. And there are prophecies over your head, spoken words and visions we are carrying on our head, yet none of them is coming through. I don't know why all those visions you have was given to you. We may not know why God put those prophecies in the mouth of those prophets who spoke the mind of God to you. Even though today you are still not becoming any of them, perhaps this is the reason why God has sent me to deliver this message to you. There is someone somewhere waiting on God right now, and you're wondering if waiting is a waste of time. Please hear this. It was not Satan that led Jesus in Matthew chapter 4, verse 1 into the wilderness. The Bible says it was the Spirit of God. It was the Spirit. Those dreams you had, those visions you saw, were not from the devil. Onyinyakam, onyinyakam, sogibonyinyakam, onyinyakam, Jesus, you're my all in. It may not be from the flesh either. I'm aware you know this because so many times you realize that those things you saw kept you going and made you restless, even as you look forward to seeing the reality. There are certain things you go through in life not because you've offended God, but because it's important you go through them. There are certain things God may allow around you to happen, not because He doesn't love you, but so that when you come through and see others go through those things, you will know how to handle them. No matter what you're going through right now, please don't ever feel or think that God has abandoned you in that wilderness. No matter the shame now, the ridicule, the mockery you're facing right now, waiting on God's time, please don't throw in the towel. God will soon show Himself on your behalf. We received the gospel that made us understand that to become a man God can use, we must be tested of God and approved of the devil. There is always a time in the life of a child of God that he's faced with so many challenges, even when he has heard from the Lord, even when the Lord has shown him what the future holds for him. And such moment shows sometimes that we are paying the price for the progress that would endure. That is why when you get to the end of some roads, there's always a bend. And when you get to such roads, there's always a new beginning. God cannot hand over glory to someone who has seen nothing. To one who has no story to tell, and to one who has not paid the price of waiting. Until you've gone through this process, you may not fit in.